Hi everyone, Mary at Espresso Press Design. Thank you for joining me today, August 12th, 2025. Today we're going to be making some beautiful Momigami napkin flowers, and they're very simple. I love Momigami, and I often use it in place of fabric because it's thinner and it doesn't add as much bulk as fabric. I'm not a cluster person. I'd really rather make flowers or something rather than clusters, but I got inspired by someone making clusters, so and I just love the colorful look they achieved, but I didn't necessarily want to do something exactly like it, so I came up with this, and that's what we're going to be making today. Very simple. Let me show you how they might look on something. I have some of the boho bags we did. They will look stunning on there. Whoops, that's upside down. Something like that. They will look pretty on envelopes. Let me get a different color. Something like that. Or like that. Gorgeous. Here's another one. Beautiful. And even something as simple as, where's my envelope that I used, the same napkin. I did make an envelope using the napkin I'm going to use today, I thought. And it's so pretty. Okay, there's the napkin I'm going to use. Put that on there like that. Stunning. Or even a simple book page. There's another one. Very pretty. So that's what we're going to do. Very simple. What you will need, I'm going to put these over here in this tray for now. What you will need are some magazine pages. I try to look for things with lots of color and variety. And what Momigami is paper kneading. And I'm going to show you that in a moment, although I'm not going to knead the entire paper on camera. I have a video on how to do Momigami. I will post that in the description, or you can just find it in my channel. You'll need a napkin, separated. I have mine already separated because it practically fell apart on its own. Didn't have to do anything to separate these napkins, which I got at Hobby Lobby, by the way. I don't know if they still have them or not, but they are quite lovely. And save your napkin, because then you can paint on your napkin and have another beautiful material for using in your crafts. And surprisingly, napkin holds up very well to painting if you use a very soft brush, and the colors stay more vibrant, maybe even more vibrant than actual paper, more vibrant than tissue paper. So napkin painting is a wonderful thing to try, and I also have a video about that. So that's what you'll need. You'll need some gradated circles of your choice. Now I have this set for clay cutting, but you can use gradated circles of any kind, which are things I've used in the past. Bottle caps, things like that, tape rolls, anything where you can get a circle to make a wet impression on your napkin and paper, because this is a tearing exercise and it really helps to make nice circles if you have something like that. And you'll need some glue. I'm going to use my bookbinder glue I placed in this bottle just because it dries the fastest. And I made a little paper cup just by taking my stylus. But if you don't have a stylus, you can use a pen, anything with a round tip, and just go around until you get a bowl shape in a piece of foam. And I'm going to try that so that I can try to get a little more dimension in my flowers as I'm gluing them. And I think I like the ones, some of them I just didn't want to lose the napkin design, so they are a little, have fewer layers. Like this one has only 3 layers, but I think I like them more when I have the full stack of gradated sizes, because they're a little fluffier and have a little more dimension to them. Although I like them all, and they are light as a feather. You can get your beautiful fall napkins, make some beautiful flowers, which I'm sure I will be doing here pretty soon. And there's a sample of that napkin unfolded. Which I don't know if I'm going to get in there, but that's going to be pretty easy probably. Okay, there we go. See, this napkin practically falls apart on its own, so now I have 2 ready to go if I need it, but I'm not going to need it because I can get a ton of flowers out of this. So I am going to just begin. Now these are from Martha Stewart magazine, which isn't glossy. If you use a glossy magazine, it gives a wax-like effect, which is very nice. But I try to choose a full page spread with as many colors as possible on the page. And that's just what I try to do for these, so that every time I get a circle, it's going to be a different set of colors. And after this is all crinkled and full, crinkled for Momigami, you can barely make out all the details. So in the end, you're not going to be recognizing any real objects here, just color. So okay, I'm going to begin. Oh, and you'll need some water. and a little plate to put some water in, because we will be dipping our round object into the water and then pressing onto the paper to tear our circles. So that you'll need all that. So I'm going to begin kneading this, and I'm just going to show you the first couple. Be gentle with the first couple of kneads so you don't tear your paper. And then simply all you do is begin kneading, stretching out, and again. And this paper's pretty sturdy, being a magazine. And you do that, like, for this paper, it took longer. I don't know why. 20 to 30 times. This paper probably took 40 to 50 times. So that is simply what you do, and your hands are going to get covered with ink. So that's why I'll be stopping to finish this, so that I can go and wash my hands before I begin cutting out my circles. So see, already I'm losing a lot of detail. And as I said, I will do this about 40 to 50 times, get my paper nice and soft. You'll know when you're there, because it begins to feel like fabric. And depending on the paper, like digitals, copy paper, origami paper, you almost literally can't tell that you're not feeling a piece of cotton. And that's why I love Momigami. It gives the look and feel of fabric without the bulk. Now, traditional Momigami uses a starch, konnyaku. I'm probably not saying that right. I haven't looked up the pronunciation in a while. I believe it's Konnyaku. It's a starch made from a plant similar to potatoes, I believe. And you would either dip your fingers in that water that you made with the starch, or soak your paper in it. I can't remember, but it would give strength to your paper. I have never used it. I've never bought it. I've always meant to. I just haven't gotten around to it. But I've never had a problem with my papers tearing, becoming weak. Even when I sew them in for a special page in a journal, I've never had them tear or anything like that. So, okay, I am going to pause this, and I will be back after my paper is kneaded, and then we can begin. Look how gorgeous that is already. Look at those beautiful patterns. Okay, I'll be right back. And I thought I would just show you these. These are also made with Momigami. Cut out from different dies, and layered with some paper doilies and paper buttons that I made, placed on a foam dot. So you can get quite different effects, different depending on what style of paper you use. And these, absolutely, had these for a long time. I love them. They haven't ended up in a book yet because I just love them so much. But they still feel like cotton. and those are with digitals. So there's all kinds of things you can do. So my paper is all kneaded, and you can see it has shrunk quite a bit. So now let's begin making some flowers. Okay, so you'll just need some water. And I generally make mine one at a time. I suppose you could make a row of each size and do this in assembly line fashion. That would probably go faster. But I'm just going to begin in a corner here. And what I do is I spray some water on my plate, press this down here in this. Let me make sure you're seeing. Okay. Press this down. Sometimes you have to do it twice because you didn't pick up enough water. And just give it a second to let it soak through. And this takes a little longer than the napkin, of course. Then you're just going to just have to hold this in place. And then I'm left with a little Momigami cookie. And then I do the same on my napkin. And I usually look for a contrasting. And then usually I would go to the next shape, next size. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to go over here and get some of this bright. Let that sit a moment. Whoops. That often happens. Pull off the edge. And there I have my, neaten it up a little bit if necessary. Then I have my second layer. Go back to my paper here. And I guess I'm going to go across for my third layer. And as I said, I kind of prefer these to be a little fuller. So I am going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers on each one. So I hope everyone is doing well. I'm trying something new here on the channel, which is filming videos closer together and then scheduling them. I'm going to see how that goes. Okay, there's layer 3. So I can have a little time off to get some other necessary things accomplished before summer is over. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if you remember, way back in June, I said I had to get ready for a yard sale. Here it is August. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong thing. So I distracted myself. I should have been on the napkin, but that's okay. I have one ready to go for next time. Okay, I think I want I think I'm going to come up here into this pink. Get some of that. And then I have a little pile of waste here. Okay, there's another layer. I'll pay attention. That's more for me than for you. Let me see. I think I'd like some of this blue. It's something I also did. I moved around the page and just so I could construct my flower exactly how I wanted it. Not that it matters so much. Okay, there we go. Now the last layer. And I usually try to choose a bright center. So I think this will be pretty. This last little one is often the hardest to get a round shape, but that one worked pretty well. Okay, so let's get gluing. I'll get a paper here so you can see, and I'm going to try to glue this in this little tray here. I'll start with my first layer. And you'll see as I push this down, the paper is so thin and the glue the glue is so wet it soaks through. It gives you a little bit of strength there in the center. I suppose you could make a little paper book page cup or something if you wanted a little more stability on the bottom layer out of book page or something, and just shape it like I showed and make a little bowl. And so I place my second piece. This bowl's making it a little spinny. Maybe I should tape that down. I probably should, because I feel it spinning as I'm pressing. Yeah, I think that needs taped down. Give me a little more stability there. That's better. Don't press too long or it's going to stick right to your finger. Now I'm getting moving inside the bowl. I thought this would be a great idea. Maybe not. It's a little wonky, but that's okay. I'm very shaky today. I think my sugar's way off. Here we go. That's better. And then our last one. Beautiful. Okay, beautiful. Those are quite different. Okay, so I'm coming up on the 30 mark. I'm probably just going to do one or two more. As you can see, this is pretty self-explanatory here. No rocket science. And you can also, excuse me, use this technique to make any type of paper flower. If you want a nice ruffled edge, which I often do. And this is a lot less work than die cutting. Those other Momigami flowers. Oh, look at that. I love that. Okay. Shape 2. I think I'm going to go right there. I don't know if you can see that. Look at that. Love that. Love that pattern. Two. Maybe next time I won't use the bowl. We'll see. I think I want some more blue. And you'll see, you'll get a little mark. You'll get a little water mark. So if you need more water, it's easy to find your place. Three. Is that the size I have? Yes. No, I need a napkin for that again. So, let's see. I think I'm going to go with some gold. So you can see I get quite a few flowers out of a napkin. Whoops. That's what has a tendency to happen with these when you're not keeping it stable. That's pretty. 3, 4, 5. Let's try some of this pink. Beautiful little pink stripe. The sad part is I won't get another page like this. But I suppose that's also a good point. Everything you do is going to be unique unless you try to find another copy of the magazine. Okay, one more. So I have that beautiful pink there. How about that little I was going to say that little dark flower, but let's go with this little white flower. Got it. Okay. This time I'm just going to not use the platform. It's causing me a little movement that I don't want. Okay. I'm also going to try a couple where I do double layer of each. But that's a little time consuming, so that way they'll be even more fluffy. So I'll do that on my own time. These do take a little time, but they are well worth it. Because they are absolutely gorgeous. Oh wow. I love that one. Look at that. Okay everyone, it's looking like we're at 40, 15 and 20. What is that? 35 at least. So I'm just going to lay these out view these out, bring them back up to show you. We made these two on the left today. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, I thank you so much for your time. I thank you so much for visiting. I thank all my customers, subscribers, those who comment, those who engage. I appreciate it very much. I love hearing from you. So don't forget to do that, please. And again, thank you so much for your time, and you have a great day and a great week, and I hope you enjoy making these beautiful Momigami napkin flowers. Bye everyone. See you next time.